Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Loop Hero series. On the last episode, we finally beat the Lich boss on our second attempt. We said we were going to try and keep with the synergy. We spent most of the mid-game going for counter because of effects we picked up from our experience. But just before the final boss, we ended up changing everything, and fortunately for us, it worked out and we didn't make the same mistake we did the first time. We came out with lots of resources, so we were able to build a refuge, which given us a new class, the Rogue. So I think today we're going to try out this new character. We also built a smithy, so I believe the Rogue will also start with basic warrior's gear. Currently, I don't believe we can upgrade anything, and we have no more buildings that we can build for now. So let's go to the expedition. Again, I think I might have a look at the deck before we go into this. So I mentioned last time the Rogue has some different abilities. So he starts with 5% Vampirism and 10% bonus for any effect for every equipped item. So we really do want to stay for synergy this time. I can't keep swapping and changing. We really want to get experience, get an ability, and maybe try and build a run around that ability. Also, they appear to work differently. They receive trophies after killing animals in battle and exchange them for equipment in the camp. So this looks like a character that really powers up on every loop but not through every loop. I also might try to change the deck out at the moment. I don't think again we can pick Swamp. So it says all healing effects are lethal here. The Rogue starts with Vampirism, so I believe that this will hurt the Rogue from Vampirism. So I don't know if this synergizes with another character. I did hear off another playthrough actually unintentionally that there is a Necromancer as well, so perhaps we'll try the Swamp with the Necromancer. But I think for now, especially since I would like to do an Act 2 run, and the Act 2 runs will have enemies with an ability, I think I'm going to put the spiders back in. I think I'm going to remove the battlefield, and then I think I'm going to put Chrono Crystals in. So we haven't used Chrono Crystals yet. This doubles the effect of a day's passing. The only things I've seen with day passing are mainly mob spawns, so the spiders will spawn more, and cemeteries will spawn skeletons more frequently, I guess. So it'll be 2 skeletons every 3 days. The treasury, as I said, is procced when we build around it. Oblivion doesn't have a day effect on it. The Blood Grove also doesn't have a day effect. Grove will also be affected by it. And Village is on the loop. So let's just see if we get a different resource off these Chrono Crystals. We've not tried it. Let's see how it works out for us. I'm removing Battlefield as well because I want the deck a bit thinner. And I'm slightly concerned about ghosts coming off the battlefields for now. I think it's better to lower the enemy down. The spiders we've not been having too many problems with. I still think the Village Grove and Blood Grove are a great combo. I'm not sure about Cemetery. I don't know if it's worth it for the skeletons, the loot off it, but I'm going to keep it for now. So let's confirm this. We're on level 2, we're selecting the Rogue. The Rogue also has a different slots. We don't get a ring, but we have a boot slot. So without further ado, let's begin. So loop looks much like before. We now have this warrior starting set. So let's equip that immediately. Oh, I didn't notice as well, a shield slot is actually a second weapon. So it doesn't look like we're going to have too many defensive items. And this bag, number of trophies to exchange for rewards in camp. Okay. But I don't know if that is at the end of the mission we get these or what, but let's see how this works out. So let's see what the slime does. So it's corrosive structure now. Each attack lowers the target's defense by 0.3 points until the end of the battle. Okay, I'm not too worried about that at the moment because we have fairly limited defense. As usual, we'll be trying to build a 3x3 grid of rocks over here. But I imagine this is going to be like Act 1, where the first loop should be quite easy for us. Days passed. Hopefully some more slimes are spawning in front of us. And immediately we have a vampire mansion. I think I'm going to go aggressive with this. We do have potions to heal if we need to. I've also noticed we are picking up trophies now, so this is up to 3 trophies. And we haven't yet picked up any loot from defeating an enemy. So this slime should have a vampire. I'm just going to hover over the vampire. They now have bloody pets. Summon bats after health drops below 50%. Okay, so it's very dangerous then to have vampires adjacent to tiles. They could spawn multiple enemies, and we potentially could get more than 5 enemies on a tile, I guess. So here's the bat spawns. The bats have a repellent squeak. Everyone who doesn't have this ability gets the ringing in their ears effect, which is a 10% chance of interrupting attacks. So they seem really horrible as well. They have very low HP, but interrupting attacks, depending on how often that effect procs, could cause it to take a lot more damage than we'd like. I believe they also had some vampires in them. I think I just saw a tick heal. We've still not picked up any loot. Okay. Well, we've now got a cemetery. I would like to try and get a skeleton as soon as possible. They take every 3 days. Let's put this on the tail end of the loop right now. Single slime again. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Remember, we also have vampirism, so it benefits us having weak enemies. We have a grove. Let's place the grove by here, and let's try and get a blood grove on this side to help us fight off the bats and the vampires. We also need to see what the the rat wolves, as they're called, affects. I should also actually hover over and check if the slimes could have a different effect. Currently, we've only seen corrosive structure, I believe. Some more rocks. And we're about to complete our first loop. We haven't yet had an item drop. Okay, so this does work very differently then from the warrior. I like it. Very novel way of battling. Very distinct from the warrior, and this will help with the replayability of the game. So our trophies, I guess, have converted directly into items. So we have some level 3 boots, evasion. I like it. We have a level 2 armor, which is a straight upgrade. And we have a scimitar and a spear. We also have to remember, actually, that equipping 2 axes would probably give us a benefit, because the rogue had an increased effect for each equivalent item effect. So I don't know if this works on the damage too, if we have 2 axes, for example, if that gives us a damage buff. But counter attack speed. Okay, I think for now I'm going to equip both these, and let's carry on. So we have to be very careful about the rogue, because we can't get a significant power increase through a loop. We have another vampire mansion, which I think I will place down over here. We were pretty comfortable on that first loop, so let's try and get as many dangerous mobs as possible. I presume those mobs give better rewards off the trophies, but maybe that's wrong. We have another cemetery. Let's get some more skeletons, and now we have our first spider cocoon. For the spider cocoon, I think I'm going to have this by our start. We've also got the first case of chrono crystals, which we haven't ever used before. And I think for now, maybe let's try and put it over here to get more rat wolves. And then we'll try and make a blood grove. Although, saying that, I should probably put it on this corner, because I'm going to need another grove now to put the blood grove down, because I don't think the adjacency works diagonally. So that might be a misplay on my part. But it's fine, we're still on the second loop. We should be fairly comfortable. I say that, but you never know. This is Act 2, so I'm expecting the game to start kicking their ass again now. But I wouldn't want it any other way. We definitely want it to be more difficult than easy. Placing down another treasury. We did get another grove, which I'm going to place also next to the chrono crystals. So this is becoming a bit of a dangerous area now. We really need a blood grove as soon as possible. We have some more rocks. I would like to try and make the mountain peak. But we seem to be killing enemies quite comfortably right now. I think I'm going to place a village right in front of us. I know I could make a decrepit village, and I might do it after I get through. But I want this HP right now, because this could be quite a dangerous area for me. Also, I will get a quest. Let's try and get XP as fast as possible, which will give us an ability, maybe give an idea of how our run should go. Unfortunately, the quest has gone behind us, so we'll have to catch it when we come back round. For the first time, we're seeing some crit chances as well, which seem to be a specific ability for the rogue. And it's doing 140 damage right now. Oh, I didn't quite pause that in time. That's fine. We'll get a mountain peak on the end of this battle. Oh, the rat wolves. So they have their effect ringing in the ears, which is off the swarm of bats. So it's interesting that that affects everyone. Okay, so maybe the bats aren't too bad, because if there's more mobs there, it will affect more enemy mobs than me when I'm just a single target. They also have gnawing, a 20% chance to cause bleeding that deals 8 damage after every attack for the next 3 seconds. Okay, so they seem to be quite a high damage threat now. And we are losing a lot of health. We just used one of our potions, in fact. And I think we're going to use our other one. No, not quite. So I'm going to make a decrepit village over here, which spawned the barbarians. Make a mountain peak. I'm going to start using these meadows to open up the treasury. The treasury could be quite a powerful asset to us actually to get loot mid-loop if we feel like we're under threat. We spawned our first goblin camp, and I think I'm fine with this for now. So yeah, we're currently taking quite a lot of damage. We're only on 162 health out of 518. And the skeletons, as we know, hit quite hard. Not finished is their effect. May resurrects a shattered skeleton after being killed, and it's a 50% chance. Okay, so skeletons, again, very dangerous, and this has happened. So the cracked skeleton does a lot less damage than the normal skeletons you might expect, but it takes 9% less damage from archers. Okay, we've never seen archery before. Something we have to bear in mind, I guess, there. I assume the rogue can pick up some archery abilities. I'm not going to do this thing where I try and save one tile. I want to open this as soon as possible, because I do feel under threat. Another single skeleton. We're only healing one. They're doing 21 damage per hit. But another trophy earned, and we're going to make it back round. So this will give us some more potions. And more loot. So, armor with evasion. I like it. We do have raw stat armor as well. We have an evasion bonus on our boots. So, I don't know if these synergize with one another now. So this is 8. Evasion bonus plus 11. I'm not sure what the difference between evasion and evasion bonus. I guess this is off the synergy. But that would be evasion bonuses plus 33%. And we have got 33 at the moment. As I said, I'm not quite sure how this is working out. We have damage to all weapon. And just a raw damage. I think we just take both these weapons as they are. And I should probably look at these level 4 boots as well. So evasion up and attack speed up. I think I prefer these over just the raw evasion. So our evasion goes down to 21%. But attacking more will make our vampirism go off a little bit more often. Maybe give us a bit more sustain. We've also picked up our first ability. So fighting against 3 or more enemies will grant you an additional trophy. Okay, that's more loot faster. 3 HP after a kill doesn't seem too good for us, but we seem to not be able to get too many healing effects at the moment. And lowers the quantity of items received on the camp tile by 3, while increasing the quality exchange for trophies. I think this is good. This, in theory, should be an improvement faster for us on each loop, and we definitely need that. I can see the benefit of having the plus 3 HP a kill. Because currently we have, I don't know how many, but maybe like 20 enemies when we come around to the 60 HP additional. But I think we're going to risk it to try and get better loot to outpower the enemies faster. I don't feel like we should retreat right now, so let's carry on. So we have an Oblivion and a Spider Cocoon, another Oblivion. So if we wanted to, we could remove the spiders in front of us, but I think I want to see them. I will, however, remove the Goblin Camp. I don't want to see that. They were quite tough in the first act, and I imagine they're a lot harder. Although I do want to see what their abilities are. This Spider Cocoon, I think for now I'm just going to leave it on a tile over here. And we carry on. I guess another use for Oblivion, which I hadn't thought of before, is that when our treasuries open, they can spawn gargoyles. I wonder if we can Oblivion our open treasury to remove the gargoyle spawning. To be fair, I've never felt too threatened by it, so I assume it's not a huge worry. We have some more chrono crystals. I think I'll place this here by the spiders to get more spiders. We have some rocks, which I'll start placing around our treasury. An additional grove. I don't think I'll place it over here. We're really looking for a blood grove right now. I think I'm going to play it safe, have it on its own. And I think I'm going to wait on the spider cocoon for now, but probably put it over in this corner. So this is 4 ghouls and a vampire. We could die here if we're a bit unlucky. I should check the ghouls have Carrion Eater. Devours a random corpse, restoring 25 HP. Okay, so quite dangerous when we have multiple enemies in tower and the ruined village is spawning 4 of them. And here come the bats as well from the vampire. We're still getting hit quite hard. I'm slightly concerned about how our run is going so far. We are coming up to our quest. Oops. We're coming up to our quest. So maybe we get enough XP to hit a level. But right now we look like we might die. So much so that I think I'm willing to place meadows around this to try and open this as soon as possible. Hopefully after defeating this slime. So the quest goal again was just plus 200 HP. We've not seen a different quest goal, but maybe we'll have to check for it in this act. There must be other types. We defeated the quest, got another rock. I'm just going to open this treasury immediately. And indeed we get a level 3 sword, so more crit damage chance and an evasion bonus. I think I'm going to change it for our gladius right now. And armor, which is more HP and damage roll, we lose the evasion bonus. I think I'd rather keep the evasion bonus. We've picked up another treasury, which I think for now I'm going to have to place here. Make another blooming meadow, and let's carry on. This loot wasn't as good as I was hoping for. And now a spider. Oh, I didn't quite have time to see it. My bad. A single goblin leader. So they now have Tactician as well. Increases the attack speed of all allies by 15%. So goblin camps are very dangerous now. The leader gets a buff off them dying and gets a buff with them there. Or bandit has a 5% chance to destroy the hero's item when attacking. Okay. Again, that's extremely dangerous for us if we have one incredible item. They could just suddenly destroy it from under our nose. But I guess it is in keeping with a bandit. We also got this Qatar. So this is plus 40% critical damage. And is a damage upgrade on the dirk we have. But not the mace. I still think we need this evasion bonus. Damage to all also might be quite useful for these tiles where we have multiple enemies. But plus 40% critical damage, we could almost get to the point of one-shotting them. A crit chance is only 20%. Again, I think this is a tough choice. I think we switch it for damage to all. And let's try it. Let's try and get as many crits as possible. Bats spawn immediately. We're on 50 HP. We have no potions right now. 24. We might die here. Well, this hasn't gone to plan so far. We rock up here. I think we might have to retreat on this run, because I don't think we're going to survive going through one of these towers. I'm basically one hit away from dying. It has been quite a disappointing run. I guess that we need the lamps to reduce the spawns on these tiles. The chrono crystals I've not been too impressed by, but we are picking up craft fragments now and living fabric. I'm not sure where these have come from, and an orbit expansion. I'm sad to say, and I wanted to see more of the rogue, but for now I feel a bit too under leveled for this. We might have to go back to Act 1 with the rogue to really see how they play out. Because this difficulty level has spiked so hard. We only completed 3 loops, but I think it's worth just taking what we have back. Again, we do lose, I think, about 30% of our items, but it's better than dying, so let's retreat. Let's check on our build menu. We can make a farm. So all empty tiles around the farm are transformed into gardens. After an expedition, it gives you 1 ration for every completed loop, but not more than there are garden tiles around the farm. You can build something over the garden. Okay. And it unlocks the ability to craft food if the supply depot is built, which we still haven't got, and unlocks a wheat field card. We can also build the cemetery. It can resurrect the hero after an upgrade. We probably can't afford the upgrade. Passing through the cemetery on an expedition grants you a memory fragment. I think it's the memory fragments that we're giving. Were they giving us orbs? Or were they giving the books? Supply depot we still can't afford. I think we tried the farm. And it said it was going to turn every tile around it into a garden. I'm not sure if it can go into this black space. I think I'm willing to try it. Yes. Have you noticed how strangely this oblivion affects our senses? Hunger, for example. You can stop eating for days and you still won't be hungry. This, of course, does not mean that you should stop eating altogether. The farmer promises that he'll be able to grow some stable crops, but it will take some time. It will be interesting to see what he can grow without sunlight. Okay, I'm sorry this is a bit of a shorter episode, but I think I'm going to call it here. We did have a few long parts in the last 2 episodes. I think on the next part we'll come out with the rogue, but maybe we'll go back to Act 1 and just try and get deeper into see how well the rogue can perform. Again, I think we're going to change some of our expedition cards. I don't get chrono crystals at the moment. Let's just quickly try and build our deck. So, Wheatfield can only be placed next to a village, gives additional HP, so 5 times per loop HP, in adjacent villages, and it spawns a scarecrow every 4 days. Let's try it. We'll have Wheatfields back in. I think we'll have Battlefield back in. We'll take the Spider Cocoon off if we're going back to Act 1. And I think everything else is fine. So it's going to be an 11 cards deck again. And we will do Act 1. But we'll do that next time. We can't build anything else, I believe. Let's just quickly check. No. It'd be nice to try and get this cemetery for the resurrect, but based on the cost of everything else to upgrade, it seems incredibly expensive to upgrade things. Yeah, we still can't even upgrade the original campfire. So, again, thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you're enjoying the playthrough. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.